I'm glad you told me all that. And he gave me a number for Cody to call. And I said, well, that's a number that I called. And they said it was out of order. He said, tell them kiss your foot and call it till it breaks the breaker. He said, they just do it for some and then that's it. So that's the way it goes. So, but I could tell he's just fidgety from that. He twisted that hair the whole time. Them other men sitting there just not a concern in the world, just like they'd been shot out, and one of them, they called him up there, and him and Cody was a life, and they took them two back, then they got the other three. They didn't even have them up there in front of the judge or nothing. They just wrote their papers out to come back again, stay 6 more weeks. They're half, I don't know, doing their work, what I'd say.
Yeah.
They just want them in there for that money. They have the lawyers, you know, they'll talk it over. We'll let them stay 6 more months. And they can't do nothing about it, and a lot of them work and lose their jobs. I just can't see it. But they're going to get tired of it, and there's going to be a bunch of shooting down here. Because everything that the state has got the sheriff for, he's wiggled out of it. And they know what he's doing too. When they all get ready to turn in on him, and they tell them, and the state won't do nothing about it, look out. They took pictures of him going to the graveyard and getting the dead one's name and hunting it up on the voting record and put it in them machines so he'd get elected.
Mm-hmm.
And he changed from a Democrat to a Republican so he could get all the Republicans' votes too. They wasn't voting for him. Nobody voting Democrat. He crooked, man.
Welcome to Dayton.
Right.
If I had been still running them machines and over it, I quit. When you don't know where you're going to go in and get shot or not, I just give it all up. It wasn't worth it. But I would have took his numbers. All of his that he had stole and put in them machines, I'd have canceled all that crap out, buddy. I knew how to do it, and I would have. But I wasn't up there to do it, and I know they done it. But those devils got him by the ears now, pulling him, say, let's go get more. But his wife left him because he's running around on her so much. And I guess to sell his marijuana too. She got that great old big farm out there, nice home. She won't even have nothing to do with him now. I said, well, that's good enough for him. Yeah. He stole the money off of poor people anyway to get it. So she got it and living off of it. But that's like Dwayne, they're talking about coming out here and getting them women 3 different ones, 3 different nights. He's getting them to sell his marijuana he raised out on the mountain. But he was raising more than that too. Meth in it. But that plane, the pilot, I got him to go look and see. It might have been mean to me. He said that, why gosh, they were great big, you know, marijuana and making meth on one end. Oh, it's supposed to be bad for you. The plane, when he landed, he asked him, said, whose land's that? That was what got me. I'm glad he didn't mention my name. But he went and he asked him and he said, oh, that's my farm and one of them's Dwayne's. He said, well, why are y'all growing that marijuana? See, it was the plane that picked up the marijuana that they had 'em a-hunting for out here. And I told him it's full up the creek and they'd been going getting it and putting it on the boat at night and taking it down the river. That's what was funny. What was funny, he told the sheriff, he said, sheriff told him it was medical marijuana. And he says, well, if you can grow it, I can too. I'll go out there and put me out some real quick and I can have that medical marijuana then. He told him to his face. He come back out here just dying laughing. He said they had big ones and had everything growing in it. I said, you can in greenhouses. But other than that, the sheriff's had him going up through here on the creeks and around and in the woods, see how much pot was growing. They wanted part of that too. But he just laughed about it. He never would turn it in, but he found nothing up there. He messed around out the airport with all them out there, Dean and all of them. He wasn't going to tell nothing. But he told me that. He'd slipped and told me. I said, well, it's good enough for him. I asked him if he'd go out there and see if it wasn't on their place. Because I'd heard it was. Why didn't we make a big tent here and to sell stuff out? That's how come he'd go ask him. We made them watermelons and they sold right there. I ought to do that now, get them to raise them in the greenhouse. But them colors, they wouldn't bust one of them watermelons picking up there to buy for nothing. It's like a egg. So you just don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to know. I think that's a coffee. It might be the... Here, you should see.